Well, hey guys, how you doing tonight? This is Bear with Bear's Den Acrylic Art, and we are back with another painting video. So, in front of me, I have this 20 by 20 repurposed canvas. I was trying to do a cloud pour in purples, and it didn't pan out twice. So we're scrapping it and we are going to try again. This time with a much deeper palette of dark blues and some browns and some darker oranges, which I've been on a burnt orange kick lately. So we are just going to continue with that. So the plan tonight is I am going to layer these colors in the cup, interspersed with a little bit of my cloud mix. That is the ratios and stuff will be in the description box, and some iridescent white just to give a little bit of separation, since all of the colors are on the darker end of things. So let us get started. Now, these colors, every single one of them, all right, these are thicker than my Dutch pour. That definitely leaves a mound, but pretty immediately recedes, okay? All I did for these cups is I put 1.5 ounces of paint in, and or I'm sorry, 1.7 ounces of paint in the cup, and then 0.3 of an ounce of mix pour to thicken it up. And that is the consistency at which we arrived. So let's start layering, shall we? I would like to do 2 layers of each color. So that is a mixture of Pebeo Iridescent Copper and Arteza Light Apricot, okay? I did want to lighten the color up a little bit. This is Golden's Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, everyone's favorite. And we are going to put in some of our cloud mix. Next, Golden's Quinacridone Burnt Orange, which I just adore, and I am kind of sad that I'm not able to find it. So I'm still looking in some far off places. This is just some of the iridescent pearl fine from Golden. Next, this one I am kind of excited about. This is Scarab Beetle from Prizm Pour, which is this really awesome kind of oxide red with a red, or with kind of like a green color shift. It's really, really cool. And then last going in, this is Brown Black by Atelier, just to kind of anchor it. A little bit more cloud mix. All right, and then we're just going to come back in with our colors. And call it a day. Yeah, I really wanted the pour from last night to work. I even re-poured it, which is something I hardly ever do. And it wasn't working for me. So just more of the iridescent pearl. We'll go in with the rest of the burnt orange. The rest of our Scarab Beetle. I think something just fell in. That'll be fun to fish out later. A little bit more of the white pearl. Then the brown black. All right. This is a good looking cup. This is a good looking cup. All right. Next are dark blues. Kind of in a reverse order. This is Blue Black by Atelier, which is definitely one of my favorites. This is Deep Sapphire by Americana Metallics Deco Art. And then we will come in with our cloud mix. Next, this is Golden Indigo. Followed by, this is Deco Art Dazzling Metallics in Ice Blue. Just for a lighter value. We'll throw in a little bit of the iridescent pearl. And then lastly, the Pebeo Iridescent Blue Black. All right, so a little bit of cloud mix. All right, so now we can just come back in. And put in our second layer of colors. Sorry, pulling the cup out of frame, I think. All right, so the indigo. The ice blue. Little bit, one last squirt of the iridescent pearl. And then the iridescent blue black. All right, perfect. Nice and rich and deep. All right, so let us clear the decks. Get that out of the way, get that out of the way. Have my flow extender ready to go, and this is just some Artist Loft soft body in the white. All right. So let's get to kissing, shall we? Cheers. Yeah, I forgot I had a bunch of these Prizm pours, and they're so gorgeous. So I kind of built this around that Scarab Beetle, and I'm hoping that everything turns out one to an end. So we're going to give that a second to kind of percolate. And yikes, that center. So we are just going to draw with our skewer. Just trying to pull some of the colors around. All right. So let's give this a torch, shall we? Ton of bubbles. So let's put down our flow extender. All right. I forgot to get my spatula out of the sink. So we will just be improvising. Yeah, I was really disappointed that the painting last night did not come to pass because I have just been so busy with work that, you know, last night was the first night I had to paint all week. And, you know, it's supremely irritating when you're trying your best with something, you're anticipating something going a certain way, and then it doesn't. So I was none too thrilled. All right, got some good boulder cells happening. I'll give that another torch because there are a ton of air bubbles. Good grief. So I know this seems excessive, but I am just paranoid. All right. Let's give this a whirl, shall we? So I'm just trying to open things up just a little bit. All right, where should we tilt first? Let's go. Bring that back. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This will do. This will do very, very nicely. All right, I'm going to stop before I ruin it. Because what I was really trying to do, these clouds, these boulders that are towards me, just are looking ever so distorted, just a little bit. But I don't know, I'm afraid that if I I'm afraid that if I try to mess with it, then I'm only going to make it worse. But I'm loving these colors, how they're playing off of each other. Wow. All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to deglove. I'm going to clean up my edges, touch up some corners, and I will bring you down so you can see what I am seeing from my angle. So hang tight. I'll see you down here in just a minute. All right, guys. This is just really cool. You know, I don't know how else to put it. It's just pretty cool. Gosh, where to begin? All right. So this corner right up here, this is my favorite part. I love the lines. I love the gradation of color. You know, I love how it does wrap around. You know, even the center that I wasn't super thrilled with before I stretched it doesn't look as bad, you know. But there's so much, like this little swoosh right here. That's cool. I love this little bit of orange on the corner. Now the bluer side, this has a lot of depth, you know, like obviously your eye goes right to the boulder cells, but if you can look past it, all of like the tone on tone cells, you know, I like that little stripe of Quinacridone burnt orange, or I'm sorry, the Nicolazo gold. Yeah, this just looks really, really cool. Now, I am missing, it seems, the iridescent blue-black, except maybe this stretch right here. Maybe when it dries, something will happen. But even if it doesn't, I am okay, because this looks pretty badass. So, oh, thank God. I was so angry after last night. All right, let's see what this looks like when it dries. All right, guys. Well, thank you once again for taking the time to watch my videos. You know, I always appreciate it so much. You know, if you're new, you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe and hitting that thumbs up. That helps. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified of when I upload new content, which is usually about once a week. You know, if you have any questions or you feel like leaving a comment, please do, and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. You know, this and all of my other work is available for purchase, and you can find that on my website, www.bearsdenacrylicart.com. You can also find and like my pages, if you're so inclined, on Facebook and Instagram, which is under Bears Den Acrylic Art. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me directly at bear@bearsdenacrylicart.com. All right, guys, with that, once again, thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you back at the next video. All right, bye, guys. All right, guys, here are the dry results. This is the orientation that I think I like best. It's a very kind of abstracted, think like, I don't know, landscape, sky. I'm going to call this piece Verve, I think, just because there's just a lot of motion and, you know, just kind of excitement to it. So, yeah, this, let me bring it in. So all of the lines and the banding are just fantastic, okay? Yeah, it did dry dark, which I knew that it would, but that's what I wanted. And when, I mean, come on, check that out. That is awesome. When this does finally get varnished, this is really, really going to pop. I like, you know, it almost looks like alligator skin, the texture just of the, you know, the blue tones. You know, the clouds look pretty great. Yeah, this just turned out really, really, really well. And I even like the center. I think that's really interesting. So, as I zoom back out, Verve, ladies and gentlemen, and I am pleased as punch.